Big news has now arrived on Gunners. You want to know all the details, so follow me until the end of the video. But first, if you are in love with Arsenal, show your love and subscribe to THE channel now and turn on notifications. Here we post daily news and behind the scenes of the biggest club in THE Premier League, Arsenal. Thank you. Arsenal's secret meeting with Marcus Rashford amid potential £42 million release clause transfer. As the summer transfer window approaches, Arsenal has reportedly held a secret meeting with Marcus Rashford, signaling a potential blockbuster move. With the transfer window just over 2 weeks away, the Gunners are expected to be highly active, aiming to strengthen their squad and close the gap with Manchester City. Mikel Arteta's squad is strong but might see some fringe players depart, providing funds for key position reinforcements. Despite making significant strides this season, Arsenal knows further upgrades are needed to challenge City more effectively. Marcus Rashford meeting. Rumors have surfaced that Mikel Arteta recently met with Marcus Rashford to discuss a potential move to Arsenal. Both parties are reportedly open to the possibility. This isn't the first time Rashford has been linked with the Gunners, despite signing a long-term contract last summer. With Rashford earning over £300,000 a week at Manchester United and facing an uncertain future after a disappointing season and potential managerial changes, the timing could be right for a transfer. At 26, Rashford is at an ideal age for a forward and still has room for growth. His versatility fits well with Arteta's tactical plans, and when in form, Rashford can be unstoppable. Arsenal could provide the perfect environment to help him regain his best form. However, a transfer between United and Arsenal remains unlikely at this stage. Any new United manager would likely want to keep Rashford and assess his potential. Additionally, financial considerations could pose a hurdle for Arsenal, which has numerous transfer priorities this summer. Vitor Roque turnaround. Arsenal is also eyeing Barcelona forward Vitor Roque, despite his recent move to Spain. Alongside Manchester United and Tottenham, Arsenal's Edu Gaspar is reportedly leading the pursuit of the Brazilian talent. Roque, who transferred from Atletico Paranaense for £40 million, has struggled under Xavi at Barcelona, scoring only twice. His agent, Andre Curry, has criticized Xavi's management of Roque, suggesting a lack of communication and opportunity for the young player. Despite Barcelona's managerial turmoil, Roque remains a highly regarded prospect, comparable to Endrick when he left South America. Given Barcelona's unpredictable decision-making, they might consider selling Roque after just 6 months. If available, Arsenal would be wise to capitalize on this opportunity. With a strong Brazilian contingent and a commitment to nurturing top young talent, Arsenal could provide the ideal setting for Roque's development. Considering his reported £42 million release clause, this could be a savvy move for the Gunners. Football.London's perspective. Rashford still holds significant appeal despite his recent form dip. His age, versatility, and potential make him a compelling target for Arsenal, even if a direct transfer from United is complex. For Vitor Roque, the possibility of acquiring a highly rated young forward at a reduced price due to Barcelona's mismanagement is an opportunity Arsenal should not miss. Both players represent strategic moves to bolster Arsenal's squad as they aim to continue their upward trajectory under Arteta. Rationale behind Mikel Arteta's dismissal. While Arsenal debates Man Utd's season success post-FA Cup victory, the debate over whether Manchester United had a better season than Arsenal has intensified following Erik ten Hag's FA Cup win. However, Football.London argues that Mikel Arteta's Arsenal still had the superior campaign, despite United's triumph. At first glance, it might seem straightforward: Manchester United has a trophy, Arsenal does not. Yet, this isn't the full story. While the FA Cup is undoubtedly a prestigious trophy, it's important to look at the bigger picture of both clubs' seasons to determine who truly had the better campaign. Arsenal finished a close second to Manchester City in the Premier League, falling short after key injuries to William Saliba and Takahiro Tomiyasu derailed their title bid. In contrast, Manchester United managed a third-place finish, despite facing considerable criticism. Comparing their league performances for the 2023-24 season reveals a stark difference. Arsenal engaged in a thrilling two-horse race for the title, ending just 2 points behind City. They scored 91 goals, the most in any Premier League season in the club's history, and secured 28 victories, surpassing even the legendary Invincibles. On the other hand, Manchester United dropped to 8th place, their worst finish in Premier League history. This echoes Arsenal's own struggles in 2019-20 and 2020-21 under Arteta, who nonetheless delivered an FA Cup during his early tenure amidst the chaos of the COVID-19 pandemic. The managerial situation at both clubs adds another layer to the discussion. Manchester United fans remain divided over Ten Hag's future, while Arsenal supporters are united in their support for Arteta. Imagine if Arsenal, after finishing second last season, plummeted to 8th place. A solitary FA Cup win would unlikely suffice to justify keeping Arteta, especially considering the injuries Chelsea endured while finishing 6th. Arteta's leadership has been marked by continuous progress and a focus on competing at the highest levels. Arsenal's priority this summer is to secure Arteta's contract renewal, which expires next season. For Manchester United, the pressing decision is whether to replace Ten Hag with someone capable of halting the club's ongoing decline. Ultimately, while Manchester United's FA Cup victory is commendable, it doesn't overshadow the sustained excellence Arsenal displayed throughout the season. The Gunners' trajectory under Arteta points towards a promising future, underscoring why his position remains secure and why the club is keen to extend his contract. Newcastle's regression opens transfer opportunities for Arsenal, justifying Mikel Arteta's decision. The progress under Mikel Arteta at Arsenal has garnered further praise, while Newcastle faces an FA Cup disaster. Arsenal has become a model for other clubs, with teams like Chelsea and even Bayern Munich looking for project-oriented managers aiming for long-term success. Bayer Leverkusen struck gold with Xabi Alonso, but other teams, like Chelsea, have faltered, with the Blues already parting ways with Mauricio Pochettino. Interestingly, the biggest casualty of Manchester United's FA Cup victory is a project club that has regressed unnoticed. Newcastle United finished 3 places lower than last season, in 7th, initially qualifying for the Europa Conference League, with their fans singing about it on the final day. However, United's cup win means they won't play in Europe at all, as Chelsea's demotion to the 3rd tier of European tournaments impacts their spot. Eddie Howe had been praised for his work in the Northeast, and critics of Arteta pointed to the time he took to secure Champions League qualification. Fast forward to today, those claims seem naive and premature. Newcastle's project has regressed, and despite significant spending, their players are disillusioned by the lack of top European competition. Meanwhile, Arsenal's project has not only avoided regression but has also moved closer to the Premier League title, making them an even more attractive proposition for players, including those from Newcastle. The Gunners are reportedly interested in Alexander Isak and Bruno Guimaraes. The likelihood of signing the Swedish striker remains low, as Newcastle is in a strong position to keep him, and there's no indication he wants to leave. The same can't be said for the Brazilian midfielder. Guimaraes has a £100 million release clause that clubs can activate before June 30th. However, a transfer at that level is unlikely, and negotiations for a lower fee would be necessary. The absence of European football for Newcastle could change things, but Arsenal has many targets to consider, and none of the Magpies players are at the top of their list. The broader picture for both clubs revolves around their projects, and Newcastle finds itself at a crossroads. Should they stick with Howe and face another season without European football's benefits, or attempt a change? But then the question arises, who? Meanwhile, Arsenal's decision to stick with their manager and project has been thoroughly justified. The Gunners will be one of the favourites in all competitions next season, including the UEFA Champions League. Arsenal poised to trigger Nico Williams' release clause amid PSG interest. Arsenal is reportedly ready to activate the £51 million (€60 million) release clause for Athletic Bilbao's Nico Williams, despite competition from Paris Saint-Germain. Determined to secure the young talent, Arsenal is willing to make a significant investment to outmaneuver PSG. The Gunners are eyeing reinforcement for the left wing this summer, and Williams fits the bill perfectly. At just 21, he has delivered an impressive 8 goals and 17 assists in 37 matches this season. Arsenal's transfer agenda also includes targets for a striker and a midfielder. Several potential departures could facilitate Williams' move, including the exits of academy stars Emile Smith-Rowe, Rice Nelson, and Edin Ketia. These players would count as pure profit under financial fair play rules, having cost the club nothing to acquire. Currently, Arsenal boasts 2 left wingers, Leandro Trossard and Gabriel Martinelli, who have collectively scored 32 goals this season, with Martinelli contributing 25. Williams' versatility allows him to play on the right wing as well, likely serving as a backup for Bukayo Saka. Reports indicate that Arsenal is prepared to meet Williams' £51 million release clause, a point highlighted by Football Transfers. However, PSG also has Williams in their sights, considering him a priority replacement for Kylian Mbappé. PSG might have an edge over Mikel Arteta's side due to manager Luis Enrique's existing relationship with Williams. Enrique coached Williams during his tenure with the Spanish national team, including 4 matches in the 2022 World Cup. Additionally, Williams could see more playing time